Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with a free Dow analysis for you for the trading session dated Monday 21st of March after Monday is closed and before Tuesday opens for the 22nd. This is my main wave count and it's quite bearish. This is my main wave count only because I think that this point from this down here to this up here looks best as a 5-wave structure with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth wave is beautifully shown where it ended using this channeling technique of Elliott's around this impulse wave C black. Wave 5 has a little overshoot, which is pretty common, and thereafter price moved strongly back down. We've had a nice bounce off the lower edge of this channel as downwards movement found strong support, initiating a big second wave correction. This bearish wave count requires imminent downwards movement when markets open tomorrow. Movement below this big wide blue channel will provide confirmation of a bearish wave count. If we see at least one full candlestick below this channel, we'll have some pretty strong indication that primary 3 is underway. We'll have full and final confirmation that downwards movement is primary 3 when price moves below 10,719.94, as at that stage, downwards movement, as far as I can tell, could not be anything but primary 3. Taking you now to an hourly chart where the high for C black and therefore the end of primary 2 is this point up here. We have a nice impulse down for a first wave. The second wave I have labelled as a double zigzag. The first zigzag, a 5-3-5, labelled W green. The double is joined by a zigzag labelled X, ABC, and here's a second zigzag. I expect this piece of movement here, this downwards wave here, is a very, very clear 5-wave structure on a 15-minute chart. So that's why I've labelled this as a zigzag. I'm pretty confident that this here is a zigzag and I would not want to label it any other way. So I can't see the end of a first wave here with an ABC expanded flat correction because I do not want to label this piece of movement as a B wave. It's got a clear 5-wave structure. So this is the only wave count that I can see where the subdivisions of the waves fit perfectly. We've got a nice clean 5-wave structure down here. I like seeing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a 5-wave structure of an impulse. A little zigzag here. Thereafter we have a leading expanding diagonal for a first wave and then a second wave zigzag correcting that first wave, which is almost reached right up to the start. Any movement above 12,087.01 when markets open tomorrow will immediately invalidate this wave count because wave 2 may not move beyond the start of wave 1. If this wave count is invalidated by upwards movement, then my alternate bullish wave count will have a much higher probability. This wave count requires imminent downwards movement, and the next move for the Dow, if this is correct, would be a third wave of a third wave of a third wave within the first wave at minor degree to the downside. I don't like labelling wave counts with a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 every time I seem to do that. It seems to be invalidated. So this comes with a big caveat. I want to see it confirmed with movement beyond this point because 3 orange must move beyond the end of wave 1 orange. That would be confirmation of this wave count, and then I'd have a lot more confidence in it. This is my alternate bullish wave count. My main objection to this wave count is this piece of movement from this low down here, labelled 2 blue, to the high here, labelled 3 blue. At a cursory glance has a pretty strong 3-wave look. I don't like seeing this as a third wave. It's technically possible. It just has a really strong 3-wave look on the daily chart. It's not how a third wave should look. However, this downwards movement for the fourth wave has just a little overshoot and prices move very strongly back into the trend channel. This wave count expects further upwards movement. It would be invalidated if price moves below 10,719.94 because wave 4 blue may not move into wave 1 blue price territory. So that's an important price point determining whether or not downwards movement is primary wave 3 or not. However, having said that, this wave count would look extremely strange if we saw a full candlestick below the lower edge of this blue parallel channel. So we're at a critical juncture for the Dow. If it moves outside the lower edge of this channel, then the main wave count, my bearish wave count, is going to look much, much more likely. If, however, price moves up when markets open tomorrow, this wave count is going to have a much higher probability. Taking you now to an hourly chart where the high for 3 blue is this point up here, and this is our A, B, C zigzag down for wave 4 blue. This trend channel is Elliott's technique for a correction, and it's extremely common to see C waves overshoot these channels, and this is what this one has done, and now price has moved comfortably back into the channel. We have a 5-wave structure down for A. Again, this correction here is labelled as a double zigzag, and mostly that's because of this structure here on a 15-minute chart is a clear 5. So this is where wave C begins. My biggest objection to this wave count is the squished up appearance of this series of first and second waves. I've looked at the possibility of diagonals in this structure, and this is the only structure that I can see that has a bullish outlook. This is the only way I can see to label it on the hourly chart, which again is not to say it is the only correct wave count, it's just the only one I've managed to see tonight, and it's getting kind of late. So this wave count has the same labelling for this upwards movement. I'm pretty happy seeing this as a leading expanding diagonal, has a nice overlap with 4 into 1 as a diagonal should, and 2 and 4 both subdivide into zigzags. We have another first and a second wave. Wave 2 orange may not move beyond the start of wave 1, so movement below 11,827.22 is going to make this wave count look extremely strange. We could relabel this most recent piece of movement, but movement below this point is going to make any further bullish wave count look extremely strange. So again, we're at a critical juncture for the Dow. A few more days should clarify the situation. The range within which both of those wave counts remain valid is pretty small, so it should break out of that small range within a few more hours. That's all for me for your Dow analysis. I hope this helps you in your trading, and if anyone else has some alternate wave counts, you're welcome to send them to me.